This morning, actress Amanda Peet is opening up about her personal health battle.
We just stopped getting stared at.
The 54-year-old, your friends and neighbors star, revealing she was diagnosed with breast cancer last fall. Writing in The New Yorker, "For many years I've been told that I have dense and busy breasts, not as a compliment, but as a warning that they require extra monitoring. Dense breast tissue occurs in nearly half of all women over the age of 40. It can make breast cancer harder to detect and more likely to develop." Pete says she had routine checkups with her doctor. During a visit in August, her doctor noticed something on her ultrasound and ordered a biopsy. After the procedure, she said that she would walk the sample over to Mount Sinai and hand deliver it to pathology. "That's when I knew," Pete says. After multiple tests, the mother of three found out that she had hormone receptor positive and HER2 negative breast cancer, considered the least aggressive kind of tumor and very treatable, requiring her to have a lumpectomy and radiation. In her essay, Pete also talks about navigating her diagnosis as both of her parents were in hospice and having to tell her children about her cancer. Writing, "Molly cried and Frankie, FaceTiming from her college quad, clapped her hand over her mouth and kept it there until she was able to process the excellent portion of the news that it appeared I was stage 1 and was not going to need chemo." Around the beginning of this year, Pete says she received her first clear scan. Her bravery in sharing her story, now a beacon of hope for women everywhere. Joining us now is Dr. Elisa Port, Chief of Breast Surgery for Mount Sinai's Health System. Dr. Port, so happy you're here.
Thank you.
I'm sure a lot of women are looking at this going, do I have dense breasts? They feel different. How does one know?
Sure. I think it's important to distinguish, first of all, dense breasts from lumpy, bumpy, busy breasts. Dense breasts is a categorization you can only make based on a mammogram. You have to have a mammogram to tell you if you have dense breasts because the tissue shows up as whiter and may make it more difficult to see a cancer against that background.
So should you, since it is difficult to see if you do have dense breasts, you know how they always give you the mammogram and then they say, oh, we don't know, let's go get a sonogram.
Sure.
Is there any thought of ever just doing the sonogram as we begin?
In general, Hoda, breast cancers, 80 to 90% of breast cancers are still picked up on a mammogram. Okay. In dense breasts, it could be as low as 60%. So the mammogram is still a very, very important part, and it should be the first test. And then we add ultrasounds in someone with dense breasts to try to close the gap on some of the cancers we might be missing through the mammogram.
I like your optimism when it comes to this field because you're deep in the field, and yet you say most often you get to deliver good news at the end of it.
Yes, listen, no one wants this diagnosis, and I don't wish it on anyone. But breast cancer, and there are many different subtypes of it, is very, very treatable and curable. And there is so much room for optimism based on early detection, as we just talked about, with mammograms and ultrasounds when needed, and also based on newer treatment regimens that are improving survival across the board for all women with breast cancer.
That makes me feel good. Recurrence is something that all women, I'm sure Amanda among them, think about. Sure. What's the likelihood of recurrence?
Sure. So it really depends on the severity of the case. I think it's important to know that with a lumpectomy, which is what the majority of women have for breast cancer, small surgery, the risk of recurrence in that breast is less than 5%. So most women can find that number acceptable, and it's a very low number that they can live with. There is a kind of recurrence where it can come back in the body, but the overall survival rate from breast cancer now for all women overall is about 91%. And so most women will live their lives fully and go on and thrive.
91%. That's a great note to end on. And again, I just want to point out, you have a book out that helps women kind of navigate and also Tell me about the name of that book again.
Sure. So coming out May 15th, but available for pre-order now, is a book called The Breast Advice. It's advice from me, but also advice from other women who've been through it. It's both about breast health, so it will tell you a lot about this breast density story, which testings you should get, even if you don't have breast cancer. And then, of course, how to navigate your journey once you're diagnosed.
Super important.
Thank you.
I really, really appreciate it so much, Dr. Port. And by the way, we do want to mention Amanda Peet will actually be here on Thursday, so we're really looking forward to that conversation.
Hey, thanks for watching. And don't forget, you can catch the Today Show every morning on NBC or take Today when you're on the go. Just follow the Today podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen.